Hello learners, in this lecture we will be discussing about the World Trade Organization and its role in the environment. The learning objectives of this particular lecture are overview, the formation and agreements of WTO. Thereafter we will see that what role WTO is playing or has played in trade and environment, and know about the various international institutions dealing with environment. WTO, as the World Trade Organization we know them, is a multilateral trade forum which is advocating free trade amongst the member countries. Why we are talking about WTO and environment is because we have already seen in the previous lectures that trade has had its impact on the environment. The impact we have seen may be positive or may be negative. We have seen that many times that trade has degraded the environment, but also with the use of better technologies, the trade has also led to compliances in a better way for environmental protection. Over the last few decades, free trade has been advocated in the name of economic welfare. Evidence, as we have just said, shows that free trade policy makes it difficult for countries to protect environment resources. Many a times what happens is that if I am not able to, if it is said that in name of environmental protection, I am stopping free trade, this is not many times taken in a good spirit. Hence, it is shown that a free trade policy with an increase in the demand of goods from one nation to another nation makes it difficult for the countries to protect their own environment resources. Hence, the role of such multilateral institutions like the World Trade Organization are increasingly becoming very important, even though WTO itself is not an environmental protection agency. It is a multilateral organization which is talking about free trade between the countries, but since free trade is seen as as a channel for increase in the environmental degradation, all eyes fall upon the role of WTO for environmental protection also. Before delving further into this concept, let us first understand what is WTO. WTO is the main international institution which is governing trade in the world, and it came into existence in 1995. Before that, we only had GATT, which was an agreement on trade and tariff, but this GATT was converted into an organization with greater teeth into WTO in 1995. What is its purpose? The purpose of WTO to set out a list of rules and procedures which are to be followed by nations in their international trade relationships. That is, what rules related to tariffs and non-tariff barriers and what procedures need to be followed by its member nations are given by WTO. The fundamental principles revolving around which WTO's free trade policy is the most favored nation status and national treatment. What is MFN? Most favored nation or MFN means that we have to treat all nations equally. That is, if a country A is having some type of trade restrictions with country B, similar trade restrictions or similar relaxation of trade should also be followed for country C. So, country A cannot discriminate with respect to trade policy with country B and country C. That is, we have to treat other nations equal. The second principle on which WTO works is called as national treatment. National treatment means that the countries have to treat non-nationals and nationals equally. That is, the treatment given to a domestic company should be the same given to an international company. That is, the policies which are being given to run a domestic company The same policies should also apply if an international company sets up the unit in that country. So these are the most fundamental principles on which WTO's various rules and procedures are followed. WTO has three main agreements that start with broad principles. As I just told you, before the formation of WTO, it was only called as a agreement, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, or GATT. It was only 1995 that it was realized that we have to make these regulations or the trade more effective between the nations. So, three agreements on which this WTO rests is General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, or GATT, which applies to goods. Second is GATS, which is General Agreement on Trade in Services, which applies to services. Then we have trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, which is TRIPS, which applies to intellectual property rights like copyrights, patents, etc. We also have an agreement on TRIMS, which is investment measures, trade-related investment measures, which again talk about giving a national treatment to foreign investment in a similar way as the treatment is given to domestic investment. Now, the WTO rulebook permits governments to restrict trade when the objective is protecting the environment. We are saying that WTO is promoting free trade between nations, it is promoting free flow of investment between nations, and also it is talking about the trade-related intellectual property rights. Even though WTO, we have already said, is not an environmental agency, but because trade and environment are found to be correlated to each other, WTO permits the government to restrict trade when the objective of restriction of this trade is relating to the protecting of environment. The legality of such restrictive measures depends on a number of conditions, meaning to say that it is not a blanket cover which is given to all the countries. That is, this restriction should only be on a justifiable reasons. That is, if I am saying that I will not allow this particular good to enter my country, or if I say that if this good is being imported in my country, higher rate of tariffs will be imposed, then behind imposition of these tariffs, there should be a justifiable reason behind doing so. Then only WTO allows the countries to restrict the trade of goods or goods in their country. Now, what has led to the genesis of attention or to environment and trade in WTO? International attention was first focused on these issues in 1991. The very well-known case with this respect is the tuna dolphin issue, which highlighted the conflict between trade policy and environmental protection efforts. Now, it's a very interesting case, and if you see, it started in early 1991 when there was this case of tuna dolphin was between Mexico and USA. What was the conflict? The conflict was between the trade policy, free trade policy, which is advocated under GATT of WTO, and environmental protection efforts. Let's see what this case was about. This case involved trade dispute. See, WTO is a forum also for dispute resolution between the member countries, because it advocates free trade, and if two countries are trading and one partner imposes certain restrictions on the trade, then if the other country feels that those restrictions are not justified, they do not hold legal ground, they can appeal in the WTO in what is called as a dispute resolution appellate or mechanism. Now, what happened was that United States and Mexico, and then Mexico was later joined by other countries, there was a dispute with respect to trade on the methods used to catch tuna, which is a fish, and their impact on dolphin population. What happened? Let us see. What happened was that the USO imposed an embargo, that is a restriction on tuna imports from Mexico. What did they argue? US argued that the Mexican fishing practices were not dolphin safe and violated the Marine Mammal Protection Act. Mexico challenged this US embargo under the GATT and later WTO. We have just seen that how GATT got converted into WTO, and it argued that the US measures were a form of protectionism. That is, US was trying to protect their own tuna catching industry. Therefore, they were putting this restriction, and hence they were violating the international trade rules. So, this dispute of Mexico went to before dispute resolution mechanism. This tuna dolphin decision opened a major controversy over the issue of trade and environment, where the case was decided in favor of Mexico. But it opened a major controversy over the issue of trade and environment, saying that in the name of environment, will the company restrict trade? Hence, WTO came up with its own agreements which have an impact on the environment. The preamble of the Marrakesh Agreement, which established WTO, talks about sustainable development, the protection and the preservation of the environment, and they are recognized as a fundamental goal of WTO. Article 20 of GATT, that is General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, lists exceptions to open trade, among them the protection of environment. What it reaffirms is that members have a right to determine their own environmental objectives, and this Article 20, particularly Section B and Section G, talk about the giving relaxation and particularly non-discrimination. Article 20B particularly permits restrictions on trade to protect human, animal and plant life, health and safety. That is, if it is feared that a particular trade has an impact on the health and safety of humans, animals or the plant life, then WTO allows to put such kind of restrictions. Similarly, Article 20G relates to the conservation of exhaustible natural resources if such measures are made effective in conjunction with restrictions on domestic production or consumption. That is, Article 20G says that if it is thought that this trade will encourage conservation, the trade will exploit the existing exhaustible natural resources, and hence certain trade embargoes have to be put for the conservation of these natural resources, then it is allowed. But this should also be done for the domestic production and consumption of those resources. That is what we call as giving national treatment to all. So, it is not that WTO does not take into account the environmental restrictions, it does, but not in the name of environment protection. Trade restrictions are allowed, that is also very clear. Then another important agreement which is having an impact on environment under the WTO agreement is what is called as sanitary and phytosanitary measures, which is SPS agreement. This agreement addresses the food safety and animal plant health standards, allowing countries to set their own standards based on scientific principles. That is, if it is felt import of certain food products may have an impact on the food safety or on the animal health standards, then this particular measure allows countries to set their own standards, but they should be based on certain scientific principles. For example, countries often impose import restrictions on poultry and poultry products from those regions which are affected by bird flu outbreaks. So, if you feel that in one part of the world there is an avian influenza outbreak and we are importing poultry from those areas, the countries have full freedom to put restrictions on import of those particular products because they will have an impact on the human health. These restrictions are generally implemented to prevent the introduction and spread of disease, protecting both human health and domestic poultry industries. Another agreement under WTO which talks about protection of agreement is Technical Barriers to Trade, which is TBT agreement. It ensures that technical regulations, standards, and testing procedures do not create unnecessary obstacles to trade while allowing measures to protect the environment. For example, different countries have varying safety standards for electronic products. So, this particular agreement says that the technical regulations should be such that they should not be creating unnecessarily obstacles, but it should not be that they are creating problem for the environment. So, for example, let us say EU's restriction of hazard substance directive restricts use of certain hazardous materials in electronic products. So, EU, in order to maintain their environment, European Union has their own restrictions of hazardous substance to be used in electronic products. In this way, they are trying to protect the environment, but putting a restriction of what kind of electronic imports can be done in European Union. Another important measure of WTO is the Committee on Trade and Environment, which is established under WTO. This committee was established in accordance with Uruguay Round Ministerial Decision on Trade and Environment. The committee is working and being guided by two important principles. First, WTO is only competent to deal with trade. It is not an environmental agency. If the CTE does identify problems, the solution that stem from discussion within the committee must support the principle of WTO trading system. What were the principles? We have seen they are the most favored nation principle and the national treatment. So first, this committee, whatever discussions are done under this committee, they are guided by the two basic principles that WTO is only a trade body. It is not an environmental agency, but still, if certain environmental problems are identified in way of trade, then the decisions should be such that they are in support with the principle of WTO trading system. Let us have a look at various successes of WTO in environmental protection. The first success has been the incorporation of environmental concerns in the trade agreements. Various bilateral and multilateral trade agreements which are there, WTO, by its role, ensures that environmental concerns are addressed and incorporated in those trade agreements. Very important role of WTO is in the dispute resolutions and environmental measures. For example, we have just seen that how SPS measure is allowed in case of bird flu by restriction of trade for those where the bird flu outbreak is there, then restriction of trade is allowed. Or the famous tuna dolphin case which we saw, how through dispute resolution and environmental measures, WTO has been successful in either removing the curbs of artificially put on trade in name of environment or introducing curbs because they are important to maintain human health and animal health. The Committee of Trade and Environment is a very important success of WTO, and recently the Environmental Goods Agreement negotiation, which talks about reducing tariffs for those goods which promote green technologies or which use renewable resources, is important negotiation and a success of WTO. Now, let us quickly have a look at the various international institutions which deal with environment apart from WTO. One is UNGA, which is the highest level intergovernmental mechanism for policy making on matters related to United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCED. UNCED adopted Agenda 21 at Rio de Janeiro in 1992. We will be talking about this Rio conference in the subsequent lectures. Agenda 21, it is a comprehensive program of action which needs to be implemented by the government, development agencies, UN organizations and independent sectors group in every area where economic activity affects the environment. Another important institution coming under the umbrella of UN is United Nations Environment Programme, which promotes environmentally sound development. And the activities it is concerned is with the international environmental law, environment and economics, wherein it talks about environmental impact assessment. It talks about environmental natural resource accounting, which we have done in the previous lecture, and economic evaluation of environmental goods and services. It also talks about the environment and scientific information which needs to be shared amongst all the countries. Before ending this lecture, learners, let us do a small quiz. In the context of WTO, the tuna dolphin case is best described as what? I am giving you a few options. You have to give me the right answer. Is it a dispute over import of genetically modified crops in European Union? It is a case concerning the US embargo on Mexican tuna not meeting dolphin safe criteria? Is it a negotiation to reduce tariffs on environmental goods? Or is it a conflict about labeling requirements for organic products? So the answer to this is B, where US had imposed embargo on Mexican tuna. Another question I am putting, which of the following WTO agreements specifically addresses food safety and animal plant health standards, allowing countries to set their own standards based on scientific principle? Is it agreement on agriculture? Is it sanitary and phytosanitary measures? Is it technical barriers to trade? Or is it trade facilitation agreement? What is the right answer for this? The right answer is again B, which is sanitary and phytosanitary measures. So I hope I could explain you and give you an overview of the role which WTO is performing in the environmental protection, side by side also encouraging free trade. So thank you, learner, and I hope you enjoyed this session.